Welcome to Green Technology Metals, ASX code GT1. Now let me pick you up and take you to the mineral-rich, beautiful country of Canada, where we're building a vertically integrated lithium business from exploration to mining to concentration and conversion and delivering those chemicals into the downstream players of Ontario. Now we all know it's the team that makes the company. So we've got John Young right there in the chair, co-founded Pilbara Minerals. Then Cameron Henry founded Primero. They build lithium processing plants around the world. Pat Murphy, AMCI, they fund exploration and development projects. Rob Longley, highly experienced geologist. So right there at the board, we have exploration, mining, processing and funding. At the exec level, you've got myself, Luke Cox, CEO of Green Technology Metals. I started life as a geo and worked my way up the ranks to become mine manager. Matt Herbert, the man on the ground, COO, worked for the likes of Rio Tinto and FMG, getting operations up and running. And also we have Nick Raffjan, Andrea, John, Roger, Nathan, Daryl, all on the ground, working hard to get the operations up and running. Our current market cap sits at 150 million. Now we have been as high as 300 million, obviously following the cyclic nature of the lithium price. We've got 20 million in the bank. That will go to exploration and mine development. And on the share registry front, we've got some really sticky funds which represent 60% of our share base. On the other side, we have owners like Primero, Lithium Americas Corp and Waratah. Now these players are heavy in the lithium space and they understand the future in North America and where GT1 sits. So that's why they've invested so heavily. Now I can't understate the tier 1 jurisdiction within which GT1 operates, and that is Ontario, Canada. Now there's a rich history of mining with places like Sudbury. We've already put offices into Thunder Bay and Toronto, and we've built exploration camps at Seymour and Root. We've already banked 14 million tonnes. We have 56,000 hectares of prime lithium real estate. And really, we've only just scratched the surface with more resources to come. All of our sites sit within the infrastructure corridor. We have all-weather roads. We have airports within 20 minutes of site. We have the Trans-Canadian Railway line, which runs through the southern end of Seymour with a siding. Now we look to develop operations that would then create concentrates. The concentrate would then come down to Thunder Bay and be converted into a chemical. The power at Thunder Bay is all hydro. Once we convert to a chemical, that will then go down to the EV and battery corridor, which is a line between Toronto and Detroit, where the likes of General Motors and LG are building their batteries and electric vehicles. As you can see, there's been a massive drive to create this electric revolution in North America. We have the car manufacturers, we have the battery manufacturers, we have the cathode active material manufacturers. The missing component is the raw materials and the chemicals, and that is where GT1 comes to the front. We want to be first into production and supplying these chemicals into the downstream players, completing this supply chain. To complete the lithium supply chain, we need to get chemicals into the market. We'll do this by creating two hubs. First of all, we have the Eastern Hub, which hosts Seymour. We'll get this up into production and start creating a concentrate. The concentrate will go down to Thunder Bay and be converted to a lithium chemical. Whilst this is happening, we'll start developing the Western Hub. This hosts Root. Root will create concentrate, which will then also be added to the lithium conversion facility, completing the lithium supply chain and the electric revolution. 2023 is going to be another busy year for GT1. We've still got heaps of exploration to go in the Eastern Hub. So not only is that Seymour, we've got Junior Lake, Falcon Lake, Gathering and Superb, all prime lithium real estate that we need to explore. Over on the Western Hub, We picked up a whole heap of ground to the north of Root, which we need to explore. We've still got drilling to go at Root Bay. We've still got drilling at Macomb and Morrison, all with LCT pegmatites. And then way up to the north, we've got Pennock, right near the PAC project. We need to explore that too. So as you see, we've got a lot of exploration ahead of us. Now down in Thunder Bay, where we have our office, there's a whole heap of due diligence going on for a potential converter facility. We have our project office in Toronto, where we're working on our metallurgical and feasibility studies, and also working with the government and strategic partnerships. Focusing on the Eastern Hub, we have Seymour, Northern Seymour, Falcon Lake, Junior Lake, Superb Lake, all along strike, all within the Greenstone Belt, all with known LCT pegmatites. So as you can see, there's a whole heap of exploration that will occur in 2023. Over on the Western Hub, we have our major project, Root. We've just proven up 4.5 million tonnes on a maiden resource. We've moved the rigs over to Morrison, and it looks like the pegmatites continue from Macomb to Morrison. We also put the rigs onto Root Bay. Now Root Bay we're very excited about. Assays pending, but this is looking very promising. Over 2023, we'll be exploring to the north, the hatched area. This is all prime lithium real estate with known LCT pegmatites, spodumene bearing. Within the Root Bay area, we also have an area to the east, and we also have an area to the north. Allison Lake, Pennock, all areas that we'll be exploring in our Western Hub. One thing to remember, GT1 only listed on the Australian Stock Exchange in November 2021. We got our early exploration agreements in place with our Indigenous partners and commenced drilling in December 2021. In 2022, we completed our resource, we commenced our metallurgical test work and started our resource definition. And that's where it really places us right now. We will be delivering a preliminary economic assessment in 2023 and then moving quickly into a feasibility study. In conjunction with all this development and test work, we've been working with the First Nation Indigenous groups where we work. We've completed our baseline studies. We've been doing all the geotechnical and base work required to develop an operation. These are all things that are behind the scenes work we've been completing to get Seymour and the Eastern Hub up and running. On the corporate development side, the provincial and federal governments know GT1 very well. They also know that we want to be the first lithium producer in Ontario to complete this lithium supply chain and the Made in Ontario story. The provincial government have been working very hard to get the likes of General Motors, Volkswagen, LG, Stellantis into Ontario. They are all the downstream players that we will be feeding. To do this, GT1 will also require partners. We are partnering up with the governments for various funding. We are reaching out to strategics to be part of the GT1 story, and that will be offtake partners, joint ventures, processing facilities. All of the above is currently being worked on. Right, that's the end of the presentation. Thanks for listening. Just some takeaways before you go. Share price, 60 cents. Great time to jump on board. Team, I've got a team that can execute on the ground and I've got a great board. Commodity, lithium. Lithium's got a long way to run. Location, North America. There's an EV supply chain building right now, which green technology metals will feed into. Finally, resources. We have a massive resource base which is building daily. Watch this space. Please swing past our booth. It's B, legs 11, legs 11. So that's B1111 and meet the team. Welcome to GT1.